Okay, so this is a follow-up to the last video I did on my NBC preps. I've upgraded a little bit for the coronavirus, and I'm going to show you what I got, just really briefly here. You saw my gas mask in the last video. I work for a hospital, so sometimes they throw stuff away. The social worker was throwing these driver sanitation kits away, so she wanted to know if I could put them to use. I said, yeah, I'll find a use for them. So they got gloves in there. And so I took those home. There's another bag of them. I got some chem tape. So if you want to tape the gloves to the suit and the boots, this will keep a virus from going through it. Duct tape, I'm told, it will not work. If you're stuck with duct tape, my suggestion would be to put Vaseline, smear it thickly on your duct tape, and that might help. Colloidal silver in case I come down with something. Antiviral. Here's the gas mask, which you would have seen in the last video. And so I got this level B hazmat suit. And level B means it has a hood. Oh, here you go. That's the feet. Here's the hood. So this will fit over the face in the gas mask, and no virus is going to get through that. And I was toying with wearing it out this weekend to get my shopping done, but the wife was going with me, so we just we used masks and gloves instead. And then I got some new boots, because I have some of these at work, but I don't bring them back and forth from work. So these were like 16 bucks brand new. And I usually wear a size 13, but these are 12s and they fit a little better. And I did manage to get all my cold and flu remedies, painkillers, and I hear that you don't want to take ibuprofen or I forget the other one. Ibuprofen is something else because it actually makes it worse, and they say that people end up dying when they're on that stuff. So this is in case anybody, me or anybody in my family, comes down with something. That's what I got. And I was getting all paranoid about, here's the gloves you saw last time. I was getting all paranoid about protecting myself. A couple weeks ago, I went out grocery shopping. When I came back, I bleach sprayed down every item that I brought from the grocery store, let it dry before I brought it home, sprayed down my shoes. This last weekend when we went out, we did take masks and gloves, but did I spray everything down? No. Why didn't I spray everything down? Because I'm just not so sure anymore that this whole virus thing is on the up and up, and more voices are saying that it's a scam, that it's about politics. And when you think about all the things that they're going to accomplish with this, like, they're pushing that fake meat, and the liberal leftist investors that are into that, they don't want to have to compete with beef. So this shutdown is going to drive a lot of beef producers into bankruptcy. The same thing's going to happen with the oil. Oil prices are crashing, and a lot of companies are going to go out of business. The oil infrastructure is going to be greatly diminished. We're going to see gas shortages coming, and that's going to be just fine and dandy for the people that are behind the electric cars. And then it ruins Trump's chances for the re-election. So we got a nurse out of Stanford University Hospital somewhere came forward to the Dave Hodges show and said that they had a death, and that they told the staff, whoever's in control of that, I don't know, coroner or whoever, they told them to mark it down as COVID-19, even though it wasn't. They're also doing this in Italy, so something very fishy is going on. I'm not so sure that it's as deadly or dangerous or spreadable as they say it is, especially, there's also the talk of some areas like West Virginia, a doctor their opinion that he thought that it came through West Virginia in January, and that's why West Virginia was the last state to get any. We're probably in a second wave, but West Virginia had already gotten it. In January, I was working at a hospital facility, and everybody was sick in this facility. I mean, like almost everybody. I started to get sick, and I do what I usually do. I slam huge doses of vitamin C, and sometimes that keeps me from getting sick. So I'll be feeling like I'm coming down with something for 3 days, and in this case, all of a sudden the next day I woke up and I was fine. I never really stopped sneezing. I've been sneezing for 6 months now. It's not like all the time, but a couple times a day or night I'll just like sneeze, and it's like, what is going on? And even some of the nurses in the facility have asked, kind of rhetorically, I wonder if COVID-19 swept through this facility in January. That the director was sick. I kind of cracked a joke to the director once when we were starting to gear up for this whole virus thing. I said, I think I'm a carrier. I told her the story, and she said, yeah, I was sick too, but it didn't. I didn't like make a case for it. I was kind of joking at the time, but now I wonder. So I just don't know if it's worth getting all paranoid and like worrying about bleaching your shoes before you come in. So yeah, and maybe it is. I'm just on the fence right now, and it's kind of bothering me. So I don't know. I don't know what we're. I can tell you this. I clean contaminated rooms, at least a few times a month. And I was told by my boss, if I have to do a COVID-19 room, I just gear up with standard PPE. That'll be mask, gloves, and a gown. This is like light duty PPE, and we just have to incinerate everything from the room. Whereas MRSA, a few years ago, they decided that stuff could just go in the regular trash. It was no longer regulated medical waste, so long as it wasn't dripping, blood or anything. And so I kind of find it a little unnerving that my boss is telling me standard PPE is fine, but yet it's so dangerous that we have to screen people. We have to screen people, and all this hoopla that's going around town. All these businesses are closed. It seems like awful dangerous stuff, and yet I can go in there with regular PPE and clean the room. I just don't. There's a contradiction there. I'm very, very uncomfortable with the contradiction from how I'm going to be treating it compared to how the government's treating it. I can say that we all know that the CDC is part of the government and media. That especially the media that's pushing this whole thing they're all professional liars, and they all have agendas. So I would want to just say go to the Common Sense show on YouTube and watch Dave Hodges' information. He actually predicted back in January that if the American people don't start voting the way they want us to, that they were going to release a bioweapon on us. So it all just seems very fishy. Well, that's my video for now. I might come back with another one later, but I forgot what the topic was. Have a good time out there, and nighty night. Don't let the corona bugs bite.